So let's talk about communication. It sounds like your mom and dad, they communicated and tried to get on the same page. I think that's really important. And you do the best that you can. Of course, you will disagree from time to time. But I think for couples who recently get a diagnosis, that's a really uncertain time, scary time for them, right?
Definitely.
So I think that's where I think men's point of view versus women's point of view. I can only speak as a woman, as a mom, we tend to be very emotional.
Hmm.
And maybe for males, you might process this new diagnosis in a slightly different way.
Hmm.
Um, but I read a lot on Facebook about this different process, the different ways that moms and dad process getting a new diagnosis, and that could add to that stress level.
Hmm.
You know, uh, so do you have any suggestions for dads who are trying to process
Hmm.
this diagnosis of their 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, that how can they best understand it, make sense of it, and just hopefully move forward in a way that's complementary to your wife's or your partner's, journey to get there.
Um, okay, for dads out there, I say the biggest thing that I've seen in my going on 9 years in the field, and then going through it personally in my personal life, I think the hugest thing is, like, I get it that as men we have the instinct to puff out our chest and be that soldier for our child and toughen them up in the process, because our ego is saying that my son is not disabled, and and through tough love I will um, get him where he needs to go. And then when they're met with the challenges of autism and tough love doesn't work, it's the first thing you must do, fellas, like, as hard as it is, you have to learn to leave your ego by the door whenever you're playing with your child, feeding your child, teaching your child something, because their behaviors it's not about you. It's not like they're trying to challenge you. Truly, they may hit you, they may bite you, they may spit on you, they may throw other bodily fluids at you, but it's just a projection of their inner struggle to communicate. And the most important thing is you gotta meet your child where they actually are and play to their strengths.
Mhm.
Um, that if you're and remember that your child is a very visual thinker, that they think in pictures, not in words. So harsh words or stern words or whatever you want to call them, like that's they're not going to process it that well at that age, but they'll get there. One thing I always tell dads is, like, any like, they always talk about how there are certain markers that kids have to eat. They have to be talking by this age. They have to be wiping their own butt by this age, and
Yeah.
all these like markers. I want to say throw those markers out the window. Your child will get there in what I say Hawaiian time. They'll get there when they get there, and that's the hugest thing. And what that's going to do for you is allow you to appreciate your child's words even more when they use them. Because neurotypical parents, I think, forget how wonderful those are, but like how hard you fought to get your child to say, "Daddy, I love you,"
Mhm.
or ask for a cup of juice or anything. Like, how precious is that? And that you are going to have this amazing experience with your child, no matter where they are on the spectrum, low or high. They're going to teach you to really appreciate what it means to be human, and the things that you took for granted growing up. You're going to realize, wow, I did some amazing things myself, that I'm able to take care of myself, and now I'm able to take care of this amazing child that can do great things. And, like, no matter where they're on the spectrum, like, there are a lot of famous people on the spectrum that you may admire and you don't know.
That's right.
Tim Burton, John Lennon, Steve Jobs, Tesla, Einstein, the guy who invented Pokemon.
Dan Aykroyd, Daryl Hannah.
Dan Aykroyd's another great one. Temple Granite.
Yes.
There are so many. We've been here this whole time. Just back in
Mhm.
your day, we've been called quirky or weird. There really wasn't, even in the 90s when I was growing up, Like it was just, oh, they all have ADD. That was like autism was still like a faint whisper compared to where it is today. But the huge thing is we've always been here, and who knows, maybe even you might be a little aspy yourselves, because I've heard tons of stories that dads get while they're getting their son diagnosed, like, oh my god, I do that too. And what the beauty of that, and it's not something to be afraid of if you want to get yourself diagnosed, is that gives you stuff more in common with your son or your daughter. And that's, beautiful. And then that's the heart of human connection anyway, shared interest. And that's what I would get your son or your daughter to focus on, really, is how to share interest, how to bond with them. Even if it's just eating a bowl of chips together and watching the same train video that your son has watched 100 times. Like that means so much to your child, that you spend time with them rather than rolling your eyes or being upset that they don't talk. Because there are so many devices out there, like things like talkies, Peckboard. There's so many alternative ways to speak sign language that your child will learn to talk in one way or another. The key is just to find what works and have fun with it. That's the other thing. Have fun with finding a way that your child communicates best.